Good morning, this is Wake Up UK. Our top stories this morning. Are disabled children disruptive in school? Research suggests that children with learning disabilities have problems getting on with classmates.
Books have been a part of our cultures for hundreds of years, but are they getting outdated? It's been reported that only a quarter of our children are reading outside of school.
And who takes out the bins in your household? Wake Up UK investigates the division of domestic chores in the modern British household.
And also, don't forget our weekly fashion roundup with Kirby, who's going to give us some festive fashion tips.
Live from ITV Studios, it's 7 a.m. and this is Wake Up UK.
Good morning, I'm Lewis Burke.
And I'm Alex Summerson. But it's not all about us on Wake Up UK.
We care about your thoughts, so contact Zach in the Zone at any point during the show using our Facebook, email and Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag WakeUpUK. Now, are disabled children a distraction in school? A recent study suggested that with children with learning difficulties have had trouble getting on with classmates. Wake Up UK investigates.
On the 6th of October, the BBC published an article stating that disabled children's behaviour deteriorates at school. The research was conducted by the Institute of Education and looked at 6,371 children in England with long-standing limited illnesses and special education needs. Our team decided to investigate the matter further, so we went to a specialised school in Canterbury, Kent, to hear their views and opinions on disabled children in the classroom.
I mean, I think the research is right that when children start school, that's going to be one point when their behaviour is going to be difficult because it's such a new world that they're going into. Again, when children undergo maybe significant changes, like from primary to secondary schooling or something like that, there might again be some their anxieties about not being able to understand what's happening, not being able to communicate effectively, might come out in some challenging behaviour. Because essentially, the way we'd see it is that difficult behaviour or challenging behaviour is just failed communication. We can think about and then talk about what the issues that we're finding difficult. These children, young people can't, or find it really difficult, so they act it out for you.
I think in the secondary department, when children hit puberty, there's often some issues. If there's already underlying problems, hormones can play a part as well.
Consequently, you might get some frustration and anxiety that comes out in difficult behaviour.
We'd love to hear what you think at home. Do you believe that disabled children's behaviour deteriorates at school? Perhaps you have a disabled child in a mainstream school. Contact us on our Facebook page, Twitter, or leave comments on our website.
Well, joining us in the studio, we have Siobhan, who is a student with learning difficulties, to tell us her thoughts. So, Siobhan, we understand that you are dyslexic as well as having, a hearing impediment.
Yeah, that's true.
When did you realise this?
What it is, all babies have a hearing test when they're a few months old, and I kept failing one after the other, and they kind of realised that I wasn't I wasn't falling asleep or whatever, I actually couldn't hear what was going on.
Yeah, so does this affect your studies?
It does, yeah. I mean, I have to kind of sit near the front in lectures, and when I'm reading for essays and things like that, I have to kind of take double the preparation time, so it does mean that I miss out on sort of the social side of uni compared to a lot of my friends.
So back when you were in primary school, how did your teachers deal with it? How did they help you get along? And
they didn't really, to be honest. There was a lot of she's being lazy, she can't be bothered, it's selective hearing, all kids do it, she's just playing up, she wants attention, all that kind of thing, rather than actually getting to the root of the problem.
So do you think teachers have done enough for you over your academic career?
It got better for me once I got to university. I think once I got here, everyone kind of started to understand it and things like that. But at school, I had a bit of a terrible time. I was always getting in trouble for something that I couldn't actually help.
What about the dyslexia? Were they any better with that?
No, it was probably even worse, to be honest. It just went, well, she's obviously not paying attention in class and that's why she's doing badly. And then I get in trouble with my parents for having bad grades.
Yeah.
So to me, in this situation, it sounds like the teachers are doing more harm than the actual students and children.
I think teachers just need to be educated on how to deal with learning difficulties and things like that. If they know how to sort of communicate and how it affects children differently and things like that, they can then help them rather than punishing them.
So from what you just saw, what we just showed about researchers going on, what do you think that could help to make things better?
I think just taking a bit more time with students if they need it. You know, if students seem like they're not really grasping things, just sit down with them for 5 minutes.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for all of your input, Siobhan.
Thank you.
Zach, what's going on in the zone?
Well, the zone is going crazy with tweets. We've got @Sarah Hobbs. She says, I worked with disabled children for half my career and they are a delight to work with. @Heidi Porter has said, I think it's a disgrace that these children are not being treated fairly. @Michael Mass has said, children with learning difficulties can be disruptive in class but shouldn't be discriminated. And @Kellen Weir has said, Siobhan has been very inspirational and we've taken to her story. So excellent stuff. But keep your tweets coming in using our Facebook, Twitter or our email.
Thanks, Zach. If you'd like any more information on any of the topics raised so far, visit our website, itv.com/wakeupuk.
We'll be taking a short break now, but when we return, we're giving you the chance to win an amazing prize and we'll be looking at our next hot topic.
Is reading still relevant in this day and age? We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Stay with us because coming up we have our debate. Should men be pitching in more around the house? Also, our weekly fashion tips with Kirby.
Now, as promised, here's Zach with your chance to win this week's amazing prize.
Would you like to win a car worth over £50,000? It includes 19-inch double-spoke alloy wheels and cruise control. Well, this week we're giving you the chance to do just that. You could win a BMW 435i with red leather interior and steering wheel heating. It's sure to be the ultimate driving machine. For your chance to win this amazing prize, answer the following question. Which classic children's book was written by Anna Sewell? Was it A, White Beauty, B, Black Beauty, or C, Pink Beauty? If you think you know the answer, call 0800 625 456 or text A, B or C to 65545. Calls from BT landlines cost no more than £1.64. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Texts cost £1.50 and one standard network rate message. You can also enter for free by visiting itv.com/wakeupuk. Entrance must be 18 or over and please ask the bill payer's permission before calling. Entrance made after 5 p.m. on Sunday the 14th of December will not be counted but still may be charged. Good luck!
Now, do you feel your child is reading enough? Do you think they even need to be reading? Researchers have found that children are much more interested in technology than traditional bedtime story. Take a look.
Books have always been a crucial part of our culture for hundreds of years. While the form and content have always varied, the book's sole purpose has been to serve as an instrument of communication. But with 7 in 10 people in the UK now owning a smartphone and a further 63% of us now owning a tablet, it appears as a nation we are communicating in a whole new way. The book is also synonymous with the education of our nation's children. But for how much longer will this be the case? And if so, what effects might it have on generations to come? In a world where the written word competes with so many other calls for our attention, are the days of the humble book numbered? Or will it fight off the digital revolution? We spoke to teenage reader Lily, children's bookseller Rachel, and reader in education, Dr. Kathy Gooch.
Reading is special to me because it's interesting and it improves my imagination.
I grew up with it and it's the best feeling to be able to escape into a book.
Children learn to empathise, to be in the company of somebody that can be trusted and in a warm and safe relational space.
Despite some of the obvious benefits of reading, a recent National Literacy Trust study has suggested that only a quarter of 8 to 16-year-olds are reading outside of school.
It's because we're not supporting children at the moment in school in really developing a sustainable relationship with print text.
Children are reading less because there's more films based on the books.
So if the relationship between children and books isn't a sustainable one, what are children reading and why?
I think children are into the series, often film tie-ins, the big series that they can get really stuck into. Things like Peppa Pig books for younger children.
My favourite books are probably To Kill a Mockingbird or Harry Potter, because Harry Potter was the first book I ever read.
Despite this, in 2012, ebook sales surpassed traditional book sales. For every 100 printed books sold, 114 ebooks were downloaded.
Normal books are have a better feel to them, but ebooks are more convenient because you can have more books on them without all the clutter.
I think books are holding their own. From what I've heard, it sounds like Kindle sales are levelling out again. Interestingly, some people say that they'll only buy hardbacks now because they want a book that will actually look nice, something a bit more special as opposed to what they could just get on an e-reader.
I really don't think that reading with a child, with a text, and that kind of triangular arrangement, so an adult, a child and a book together, can be replicated with digital texts in quite the same way because of the physical nature of engaging with story through text. So the idea of prediction, of page turning, of starting at the beginning of a tale and moving towards the end. All of that is part of a reading event, a literacy event, that in my view, it's difficult to replicate with anything other than a physical print text. That's not to say that there isn't a place in children's lives for screen text and other kinds of text, but my feeling is that print text should be central to children's lives from birth onwards.
So Alex, did you read as a child?
I did. It was my favourite pastime. I would, snuggle up in bed with my mum and we would read Roald Dahl. We would read C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia. It was just so much fun. It was a great bonding experience. It's something that I want to take in turn and do with my own children.
Yeah, there's not going to be much chance of that with all these iPads and Kindles about. It's just not going to happen. Zach, did you read as a child?
No, I was never read to as a child, unfortunately.
Oh, Zach, do you want me to read to you?
It's okay, I've got enough tweets to be getting on with before we come to stories. We've got at Robbie Barton 91. He said, I always prefer reading my son a bedtime story, but Kindles are very interactive. At Rosie Evelyn with an underscore has said, my children love going to the library. It beats Kindle any day. Hashtag colourful books. Hashtag animal chairs. The best ones to sit on were the hippo chairs. They were very comfortable. And at Emma Laws has said, I can buy my children a bookshelf of stories on my iPad for half the price of a paperback. As ever, thank you so much for your comments and keep them coming in. Up next will be our weekly fashion roundup with Kirby, who will be showing us how to look good for less this Christmas.
So Kirby has been raiding the rails for some wallet-friendly festive styles. Kirby, what have you got for us today?
Well, it's a really costly time of the year, so we don't want to be spending our last pennies on our party wear when we should be buying gifts for our families and friends. So I've come up with some great outfits for the men this week to make sure they look good this Christmas.
So here's Darren wearing a shirt from Primark. This is only £7. There's some great detail in this shirt, but it's really discreet. So if you take a closer look, you can see the little Christmas puddings, which I think is a really lovely touch. It's not too in your face.
Yeah,
that
I
one.
would never have noticed if you hadn't have said.
Exactly, but it still gives a great festive vibe, perfect for family gatherings and Christmas work do's, things like that.
Nice little understatement.
Yeah, exactly. So we've combined it with some light wash jeans, which are very smart casual, and these were only £20 in the sale from Topman.
Oh, that's good.
I love skinny fit jeans, kind of finishes the look as well.
Exactly. They work really great for Darren, but if you're a different shape or size, you could try a different fit, such as straight or boot cut jeans, whichever suits the person more. So you can really customise this look for a more personal touch.
Oh, definitely. And the colours just go so well with his dark hair. So, but Kirby, really, that shirt and those jeans, only £27?
Yep, absolutely. There's some really, really great deals on this winter, so everyone's going to be able to afford to look great this winter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm taking Christmas shopping this year.
Oh, definitely. We'll have
I'll
to
be a
get you
personal shopper.
Definitely.
Kit him out.
Yeah.
So, Kirby, what can you tell us about that blazer?
Oh, but it's a really stylish blazer. It's only £10 from Burton, which is an absolute bargain.
Oh.
Because you can wear it all year round. It's not just a Christmas one.
Yeah, I was going to say,
really great.
you can wear that any time of the time.
It's an absolute steal for that price.
Definitely, definitely. Just a really great outfit in general, I think.
Oh, definitely. And what else has he got with him? I see another item.
Yep, well, first of all, these pockets, this blazer, I'll just show you these pockets because practicality is a must, so I need to show you those. So you can, you know, go out, wallet in this pocket and that pocket.
Okay.
But yeah, no, scarf,
Yes.
deep maroon colour. I thought I'd
love
throw
that colour.
pop a collar in there, that
Yeah.
colour.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yep. Brings the
How
whole outfit
much?
together, I think.
How much is that?
Oh, £5, only from Primark.
Love it.
Primark again, that's where we're going,
We're definitely going there this year.
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Next week on our Fashion Roundup, we will be taking a look into women's wear and checking out some more festive fashions. Thanks, Kerb.
So now we've seen Kirby's Christmas jumpers, we want to see your Christmas jumpers. Send in your Christmas jumper selfies. This can be a selfie of you, it can be a selfie of your granddad, or even your mum cooking the Christmas dinner in her tinsel earrings.
Well, that leads us on to our next topic. Who's cooking the Christmas dinner in your home?
Or is it a group effort? We went snooping into the average British household to find out who's doing the dishes.
With women occupying the home and men out to work, there were no arguments about who done the dishes. But with centuries passing and women wanting more freedom to be the breadwinners of the house, the question has arose, should women do all the chores or should men pitch in more? Steve, the stay-home father, and Ashley, the working mother, explain to us their chore habits and if their household routine is equal.
I have two jobs. I work as a cafe assistant in a cafe in a garden centre and as a supervisor in a nightclub. I do all the washing. He doesn't do any of the washing. I don't think he even knows how to use the washing machine.
I know how to use it. It's just too.
It's a woman's job
to
do the washing. He probably wouldn't do it right. I feel like it's equal now.
It's always been equal.
Not always. No more. It's definitely equal now, yeah. Or say he does a little bit more than me. I will admit that.
Definitely.
Would you rather swap roles? Would you rather stay at home and Steve, would you rather go to work?
I would rather go to work. Yeah, I would.
What about you?
I like it how it is at the moment.
Obviously.
We wanted to find out from the general public their thoughts on chore routines and whether men are pulling their weight.
Who is responsible for the weekly clean in your house?
The female of the house.
They don't notice it as much as women, and they say, even if it's messy, who cares?
Are you responsible for the weekly clean then, does that mean?
No.
No, I do that. They just need instructing a little bit. Not that they don't necessarily want to do it, they just don't necessarily think about doing it.
Now I believe that it doesn't matter. The gender is irrelevant.
We met up with Lynn and John, who agreed with the statement that men seem more attractive when taking on their fair share of housework and get more time in the bedroom.
Contributing to the chores definitely gives me more time in the bedroom. That's a fact, yeah. Whether it improves the performance, that's another matter.
In this day and age, it's a little more difficult. If the husband can earn enough, then I think that's brilliant. I think that would be much better for the family environment if Dad went to work and Mum stayed at home.
I think she does enough in the house, but the way she does it, that's another matter. Because I'm one of them people that it has to be done a certain way, and sometimes I think you might run the Hoover around
start to finish on the chores. I can do the housework in 2 hours.
Takes me all day Monday. So first of all, I start at the bottom and work to the top. So when it's housework day, it takes me all day. Because I do it properly.
I don't think it does put a strain on our marriage, because I do what I can in the time allotted to me. And to be honest, he's really brilliant because he cooks my dinner as well.
It seems the modern family's household tasks have changed and that the overall compatibility completely depends on what the couple's assumption is. Is this the case in your home?
Right, guys, can we stop? Everyone stop in the studio, everyone stop at home and look at Zach. Because I think Kirby's fashion tips have got him in the Christmas spirit.
Oh, Zach, where did you get that hideous jumper from?
Hideous? This is a beautiful jumper. Do you know what makes it really, really good? It lights up!
Zach.
How good is that? Kirby should have had our fashion model doing it for us earlier. But I have got some tweets from about those chores VTs. At Mark Ellen, women should always cook. That's their role, isn't it? Hashtag truth hurts. At Paige Jones 25, my partner and I split the chores evenly. We're not in the 50s anymore. And at Jill Beeks, my husband is more than happy to take the household burden as I'm the one who has to work. There will be more tweets very shortly.
So, Lewis, do you cook or do you clean when you're at home, or is it shared?
Well, I cook because obviously I'm master chef, but I do cook in my Christmas jumper over Christmas, so I can relate to Zach a little bit.
Yeah.
I have to wear this when I cook the Christmas dinner because if I wash up, I'll most likely get electrocuted because water and electricity doesn't quite mix.
Yeah.
There's too many currents in the buns as
Yeah.
well. But there is some wicked jumpers that have been sent to us on Twitter. Here we have Miranda, Helen, Margaret and Tina, and they are doing a sponsored thing, sponsored for charity. As you can see here, the charity pot there, so get donating to that because that is for an excellent cause. As you can see here, beautiful little squirrels either side. We've been sent one here from Anna. She's at work, and she's got one with a little snowman, and it's got a little carrot that sticks out just like this, and it makes a little noise like the Christmas cracker, which is excellent stuff. And this is little Hillary. Hillary the Chihuahua with a cute Christmas jumper on. My favourite picture of all of it. I absolutely love that. I would have it myself. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for all your comments.
And that's all from us this morning.
Join us again Monday morning from 7 a.m. Have a good day and a lovely weekend.
From all of us and the team, goodbye.